Hello, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. There is an author that I like to talk about, Gary Renard, and I was introduced to him in a video, Beyond the Ego. I believe it was done at a Unity church in the Denver area. And the Course in Miracles, I never actually read A Course in Miracles personally. The exposure to Beyond the Ego was my first introduction, and I think that's pretty much where it stayed so far. However, I believe very much in the forgiveness lessons that he does teach and some of the methods that he uses in the book, and he recommended, or he actually recommended in the video. I believe they were excerpts from the book and from obviously from his teachings. I wanted to convey now, and if you like some of these concepts, this one in particular, I definitely would suggest picking up some of his materials. I think it's GaryRenard.com as well. I'll stick it in the line down below the video so you can find it. And it was something that is so simple. It could be done internally, like in your head, during the process of taking care of my mom, who was aging and still had a lot of things that she had to do in the process of work, well over what she should have been able to have to do. There's a lot of times that forgiveness lessons and these statements, this particular statement, was extraordinarily useful. And it was also the very first glimmer, just a hint, not something that was tangible, but something that you could kind of put your finger on, like, it wasn't unconditional love yet, but it was the sparkle, the glimmer of it at two particular moments in time. It wasn't while I was doing forgiveness lessons and doing forgiveness, and it wasn't during the statement that I'm about to share, but it was very close to those times. You know, it was like shortly thereafter, and you could feel that they were tied together. So thank you, Gary, for your sharing. And again, if you like his, any of this information, there'll be links down below where you can find out more materials on him. And it was, the statement was, I'm a mortal spirit, this body is just an image, and it has nothing to do with what and who I really am. Something along that line. It modified it a little bit to work for me. So I'm a mortal spirit, this body is just an image, it has nothing to do with what I really am. And you can say that internally, you can do it externally and say it. Just depends on how much of a bubble reality you want to create, and sometimes saying those types of things out loud, dependent upon who is around, can isolate you off. So it really depends on how bold you want to be and how much of a bubble reality you want to create. So that's what I wanted to share. I wanted to do that for a couple reasons. I think that Gary has a lot of information already out there, and I believe in the least path to resistance. If you can find some information, a permission slip that works for you, and Gary's works for you, then take it and use it for as long as it does work for you. Now, I don't use his as often as I did in the past. I find that being in the now and realizing that I'm in the now, that there's infinite possibility in this moment, in the now, and that there is only now, is very useful for me. Just being in that seems to immerse, and that I am an immortal spirit, that I am forever. Those combinations of things seem to melt away and do forgiveness as well at that moment in time. So find and seek what works for you, that resonates with your particular frequency, because you are unique and there's nothing else, there's no one else like you in the entire universe. So live your life and live in joy. Love and light, and have a fantastic day.